trying to make it all make sense.
The More You
No.
Podcast.
So I want to share something from Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, and it surrounds this concept of creativity. So creativity, anything that is a creative idea, anything that surrounds creativity, it is driven by someone's imagination. Your imagination is something that most people think of in the context of childhood fantasies and the ways that a child's mind works and thinks and fantasizes, but imagination is really what drives all forms of creativity. And with this being said, what was discussed in Think and Grow Rich was the two different forms of imagination. And ultimately, these drive two different forms of creativity. So the first type of imagination that I want to discuss is synthetic imagination. Synthetic imagination is coming up with an idea by connecting multiple things that have already been created. So you're arranging old concepts or ideas and then you're restructuring them into a way that's a new idea. Effectively, with this form of imagination, you're creating nothing, although something new is created by combining multiple ideas or concepts from the past. So an example of this would be the variety of hamburgers they have at Carl's Jr. or Hardee's. They have the standard hamburger, a cheeseburger, a Western bacon cheeseburger, the Hawaiian burger with a pineapple, and countless others. So the imagination that was used to create each of these different hamburgers was a form of synthetic imagination. What they did was ultimately adapt and just create a different idea for the same thing, which is a burger. They just made slightly different burgers. And the same could be said with pizza as well. Creative imagination is a concept that ties to things I've discussed in prior podcasts surrounding the synchronicity of our universe and intuition, and it ties into things I've discussed in the past surrounding an idea that comes from some sort of communication where you don't even feel that the idea is your own and it more so is planted into your mind. With creative imagination, this is where new ideas occur from. And this could be looked at as one of the highest forms of intelligence, as well as the highest form of creativity. Anything that's a hunch, anything that's an idea that you feel you don't even know where it came from, or it felt like it was planted into your own mind. Anything that's driven on inspiration, and not in a way where you're inspired to make a copy, but inspired to take something to a different level or a higher level. An example of creative imagination could be the airplane. The Wright brothers ultimately came up with an idea that was only in fantasy. Nobody ever thought that you would be able to create this machine where multiple people would be able to fly from one destination to another. When they came up with the concept for the airplane, they were using their creative imagination, and that idea came from something beyond reality, through either direct communication with a higher power, your intuition, a hunch, or something of that nature. It's important to understand that the imagination is what drives creativity, and it's also important to understand the different forms of imagination. Having the understanding of both will make you embrace your imagination, becoming more creative, as well as understanding the basis of your ideas and the basis of your creativity. And with this being said, you should work to find ways to harness your creative imagination as much as possible. I hope this talk makes a positive impact in your life. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening or watching it. Check out other episodes, leave a review, and follow us on social media at More You Know Pod. Also, please don't forget about our sweepstakes. Retweet a clip with the hashtag #TheMoreYouKnow and new podcast from our Twitter for a chance to win a signed copy of my upcoming book, The More You Know, coming this fall. Tag 2 friends in the comments on a clip on Instagram for a chance to win a brand new copy of Dean Graziosi's Millionaire Mindset or Ed Milet's Max Out. Like us or share a clip on Facebook for a chance to win a book I have read that highly inspired me, signed by me with an inspirational message. Again, thank you for listening as we propel with podcasting through the more you know.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The
More
You
No
Podcast.